Listen, guys. Basically, uh, you know, Abba and Preach really touched on a very good point. Just hear me out. Listen, guys. I can't talk right now. Well, I can talk, but my tongue is numb. My wisdom tooth needs to get pulled out. I have an infection, like multiple infections in my whatever. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of shit going on right now, but he touched on a very important point. Okay, there's a reason for decline. Now look at this.
The
Look at this,
pro-
guys. Look at
I
this.
don't even want to be on this planet, to be honest with you.
On what planet do you want to be? Because you said you don't want to be on this planet.
I want to be floating in nothingness because it was better before I was born.
So you want to stay in nuts. All right, cool. You
You
said
know what
wanna-
nuts don't do? Ask you to pay taxes. So this is actually an interesting one. This is actually based off geography. But in some countries, having a child outside of marriage is super not well seen. Now we're talking
Yeah.
mostly about very religious countries or very traditional, like some of the Asian countries.
Yeah.
Having a child outside of marriage is seen as almost dishonorable or bad. It's a stain on you. The problem is most kids.
Now I want to touch on my point really soon, but just I'm gonna let him continue speaking, and then I'm gonna get to my point because I think this would solve and address majority of actually dang it'll only touch on or solve a few points. Okay, my point of view will only solve a few points in our whole system. Okay, but I want him to continue. Wow, I can't even speak. To continue.
Kids who are born nowadays are born to cohabitation and people who are not married.
Yeah.
That's why in European countries they still have a much better birth rate than the Asian countries, is because I think it's like even in North America, the birth rate is like 66% people who are unmarried. So either they're single parents or they are cohabitating together. They're never actually getting the actual marriage license.
Right.
Whereas in places like Japan, it's like 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
So I mean, if
It's
you're
still frowned upon to have kids without out of wedlock.
they just wouldn't even think of doing it. And so they live with these people. They don't get married. They don't necessarily believe in the institution of marriage like they used to. But they also not having the kids as a result because that's where a lot of people are having children. So one part of it is work culture and overwork culture. Now, this is not true for everywhere, but in places in Asia, for like Korea and Japan, where you have 60-plus-hour work weeks, expecting people to also want to raise kids, even when you give them all these tax credits, like, no, I want time for myself.
Yeah.
My job is demanding. It's emotionally taxing. Like work culture in Asia is crazy.
Yeah.
So a lot of them people.
Not just work culture in Asia, even work culture in Canada. I'll definitely say being a mechanic, working 15 hours back to 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 back, and dude, it's just not something you're passionate about. Clearly, shit is fucked up. Hello, Kate. All right, so now this is what I wanted to say. And I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I'll leave the windsock on, whatever. This is what I wanted to say. This is my main point, okay? My main point is this. If marriage was made more affordable, people could literally, start families, right? Hear me out. Let me cook. If marriage was more affordable, people can start families without needing so much money. Which would then in turn make more people want to make families. You know what I mean? Like, think about that point. If marriage was more affordable, kids would potentially be more prevalent. Now, I want to say this and I want to bring this back to the Muslim community. Muslims, I'm looking at you. When we were never supposed to get marriages. Muslim people, we were never supposed to get marriages. You were never supposed to get marriages. All you were supposed to get is a nikah. Nikah is what? You order some food, you invite people that even homeless people can join, you eat, all right? The guy says the vows, that is it. There is no crazy wedding dress. There is no crazy, none of that. So, I'm looking at you. I'm literally looking at you. You guys have the solution. You guys have the key. Tell the Western people about this key. Tell the Western people about this key. Because if you tell them about this key, then their population will start to survive. Literally, will start to survive. So that's all I wanted to say. All right. And that just touches on one point. There's so many more points. Okay, you got points about like, okay, well, what powers are in charge, and they're treating people bad, and how's the work, and all that, the aspect and whatnot. I understand that my point can only touch on a certain amount of stuff. Okay, now if I was in charge, I would definitely change the way working structures are made and the way working structures is, because it's too much work. You guys, it's too much work. Too much work. There needs to be more time with spent with kids, more time spent with yourself, even more time spent with family. We're in an epidemic where it's like we're in a loneliness epidemic, and that needs to change. Okay, that definitely needs to change. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. If I was on top, or if I had power, like true power, I would change so much about the system, and I would try my best to cater it towards the general people. Okay, generality. I would love. I'll speak in generalities. You know what I mean? Obviously, you can't get things right for every single person, right? But in general, you can at least try. So that's my main point. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody have a good day. Sorry about that. I just had this idea pop up in my brain, and I figured that I had to put it out, because people, this is it. Like, this, we're becoming the last. Seriously, we're becoming the last, because people aren't having kids no more. They're not trying to have kids no more, and there's so many different reasons. Look at the economy. Who the fuck wants kids in an economy like this? Who the hell wants kids when there's freaking wars 24/7 against children? Keep it a buck, against children. But like, who wants kids? There's no incentives. The work sucks. Life is just, it's so hard to have fun in life now. It's so hard to have fun in life now. Maybe I'm just in a shitty area in life, and maybe that's what it is. But dude, everybody is alone. Everybody seems so alone and miserable and sad and depressed. And dude, and it's like some people are so sad and so miserable, they don't even know it. What they do is they take it out on other people. They take it out on other people. Look at bosses at work. Bosses at work, a lot of them don't even treat their employees properly. They don't. They really don't. Bosses are supposed to be happy-go-lucky. They're the ones who are supposed to be happy-go-lucky. Look at them now. Stressed, depressed. You look at their eyes, they've got like 100 bags under each of their eyes, bro. Seriously. And that's what I wanted to say. I'm so sorry for everybody who works. If you're a mechanic and you truly enjoy being a mechanic, that is lovely, and I love that for you. I'm so happy for you. But majority of people, they hate their lives, and I'm not saying it's their fault. No, it's not their fault. No, it's not their fault. I'll tell you why it's not their fault. Elon Musk has apparently, let's just say, I'm cutting the numbers short, but apparently he has $413 billion, bro. If, let's just say, half of 1 billion was to go to, I don't know, all of Canada, dude, we would probably be, we wouldn't have to pay for anything for at least 10 years. Each individual. Gas we wouldn't have to pay for. Food we wouldn't have to pay for. Rent we wouldn't have to pay for. Nothing. And this is just 1 billion split in half. He has 400 of those. 400 of those. He could feed the entire population of the world, guys. And this is I don't want to blame it on one person and be like, oh, but look at his money. Look, I don't want to pocket watch, but look, this is the point. We've got people who have 50 rooms in their house, and there's people who don't even have a house. That's why. I know it sounds crazy, but in a weird way, that's probably one major reason why people don't want kids. Seriously. And I'm going to end it off with that powerful statement. There's some people and bro, these people are by themselves, by the way. There's some people who have 50 to 60 rooms in their house. And there's some people who live on the street. Okay? Alright. Everybody, have a good day. I'm just spreading awareness. Alright? And once again, this is not like a shade. This isn't shade or nothing bad to number one to homeless people or to rich people. But I'm saying this isn't shade to rich people who are in a certain category. If you're let's just say 30 million below, maybe 30, 40 around there, 30 to 40 million below around there, you're fine. If you're in the billion mark, you need to take a good long look at yourself. You are seriously a disgusting human being. Not unless you're a philanthropist. Not unless you're helping the world. If you're helping the world, it's different. But what I see from a lot of these billionaires, they don't even fucking help the world, dude. They have a kid. They have a fucking a toddler, or they have like a kid who's like what 16, 17, and he's mad because his sister parked her helicopter on his fucking helipad. And then there's people who can't even fucking eat food. That's my point. This world, seriously, all the good people in this world are very few. And it's so crazy because I remember I went to a grocery store and I simply treated people nice, and they looked at me like I was a flippin' alien, bro. They couldn't believe it, bro. A black person treating white and black people, everybody was in the store, people nice, treating them nice is as if you're committing murder. I'm not even joking. They looked at me like I was a murderer because I treated people nice. You can't make this up. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, dude. Nice people can't even exist in this world, dude. Nice people can't even exist in this. They're not even. They're from. It's almost as if they're from a different dimension. Because haters and hate is the only thing that's normal. It's normal. Sorry for the rant. Sorry for going so crazy. Usually I play video games. Usually I react to things. I had to get this out. I'm sick of talking about the small bullshit, the petty stuff that doesn't matter in life. I want to talk about things that actually matter in life, dude. Like treating people nice. Like what the fuck, man. I had to get that out, guys. By the way, album is dropping too. Rough Draft just dropped. Peep my SoundCloud. SoundCloud's here. Okay. SoundCloud is Starhead. No, it's not Solveo. Okay. SoundCloud is Starhead. All right. Sorry for the rant, everybody. Please peep it. I promise you. I promise you. I dropped this actually 5 days ago. I a lot of my songs usually get 1 view, 2 views. I promise you, if I become wealthy, I promise you, I'm gonna help change the world for the better. I promise you. I am going to help change the entire world for the better as best as I can, even if it means being fucking taken out. And I'm not talking about taking out to lunch. I'm not talking about to lunch either. Fucking, I'm so cheesed, dude. That's all I wanted to say. I love you guys. Please peep my stuff. I'm Starhead, okay? All right. I'm just a sad rock star. I'm just a sad fucking rock star, dude. Have a good day.